The Horrors. Hello, fellas.
Hi. There.
How are you?
Good.
Great.
So, first of all, I love saying your name on the radio because
I appreciate the care you took with the pronunciation.
half the time people are like, "The horse, the horse,
The horse. You get a lot in Europe.
Yes, it's the horse. It's the horse. Anyway, great to have you here. Love the record. I just have to tell you, very exciting. So you're here on tour with the Kills, doing some shows with the Kills. How's it all been going?
It's pretty. I mean, it's kind of we've only got 2 shows left, Pomona and then I think the Henry Fonda is it in LA. It's been the quickest tour. You know, it's gone so fast. It's been great.
Known to man.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, impressions on America on this tour?
Well, it's a lot more fun than touring the UK, that's for sure. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know, it's just great being in different states and, you know, seeing different places and, you know, going somewhere like Boulder or something which you have no idea, you know, about anything to do with it, and it turns out to be really great, you know.
So you'll have to tell us a little bit about your background, because this record really came out of nowhere for me. I know you have a previous album, but this just was immediately arresting, this record. Something about it, I just have to say. I mean, tell us about your origins as a band.
Well, we all met going to like small garage clubs in London where we were kind of the only kids there really, and so you know it was it sort of quickly became apparent that you know we wanted to form a band, and you know it's rare that you meet like-minded people, so I think
you just found yourselves to be the youngest people in these
I mean
clubs.
Everyone else was like 45 and you know graphic designers in the week and then you know rockabillys by weekend or whatever. And it's kind of weird, but so we just all sort of learnt to play our instruments by playing together.
How long ago was that?
That was end of 2005.
Well, there's something so, I don't know, magnetic and kind of fresh, but at the same time, a sense of the familiar. I'm hearing, you know, My Bloody Valentine and Sonic Youth and all of these kind of things stirred into the mix, but with the right kind of sensibility. It doesn't feel... I mean, there's so many bands where the sound just feels derivative, but you guys have this magical quality where even though there is sort of a feeling of, I feel like I know this somehow, but it feels fresh and new at the same time. I mean, that is just an amazing quality. Is that something that you really worked at refining with a producer, or how did that come about?
I mean, I think, you know, music is sort of by nature derivative. I mean, you know, you can't help but be influenced by whatever, and you should be, because I mean, you know, people should want to make music because they love music they've heard, you know, and it's kind of it's only natural to want to, you know, take stuff that you like and try and do something new with it, you know, be influenced and whatever, and you know, it was for this record it was really a case of, you know, us going away and refining our sound and, you know, just writing for a long period, which we never really got the chance to do earlier on. You know, it's like it was really great to actually have, you know, for example, 3 months at a stretch just to go away and write, lock ourselves away and, you know, totally immerse ourselves in that world and think about nothing else, you know.
I understand you worked with Jeff Barrow from Portishead on this record. How did that introduction happen?
Well, he's, you know, when we heard Third, it was just, you know, mind-blowing, because it's a lot of the bands that we love, Silver Apples and Can and all that, and, you know, and I think Portishead are really unique, you know, they're one of the few contemporary bands that I think are a classic band, you know, like an all-time great.
Well, also they're able to create this atmosphere that's really unique, but then also at the same time you feel like it has a sensibility that you're familiar with.
It just feels timeless, you know, it just feels like those records are not going to ever date.
What was it like? What did he bring to the table for you?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, he wanted us to capture the atmosphere we already had in our demos. All the songs were written and arranged before he came on board.
So in a way, though, not over-producing.
No, absolutely not. And I think that, I mean, there's different ways. You know, you have producers who put their stamp on things to the point where it's more about, you know, like Joe Meek, Phil Spector, where it's more about the producer. But I mean, you know, Jeff really was more interested in making sure we didn't go too far, you know, like holding things back and making sure that the dynamic was right, you know, and so it was sort of, I don't know.
It was like working with hip hop Steve Albini.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, he did have a good Steve Albini approach, definitely.
Now, also, what was Chris Cunningham's involvement in the record?
He produced two of the songs.
Two of the songs.
And I mean, because he has a totally different way of looking at music. Because he, you know, first and foremost, he's a film director. Obviously, all his ideas are really visual. You know, whenever he has an idea, the way he explains it, you straight away understand what he's thinking and where he's going. And yeah, he just approached things in a totally different way. You know, really cinematic and you know, not. I don't know. Him and Jeff do share a lot of similar tastes. You know.
Had you been fans of both those guys' work for years prior to that, to meeting them?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think Portishead. You always loved Portishead.
Yeah, I
loved
him since, I don't know, for the last 10 years, I guess.
Yeah.
But I didn't know so much about Chris Cunningham because I didn't know much about videos.
Well, his videos are sick.
Well, yeah.
Sick.
In both senses of the word. I mean, I think. Yeah, it's weird with Chris because he was sort of, you know, before we met him, he was just sort of like this weird figure that no one really knew much about, but everyone knew his work. And it's kind of, you know, to actually then find out that someone like that appreciates what you're doing is really, really affirming, you know.
Did you ever see his Come to Daddy video?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
It's messed up.
Yeah.
Some messed up stuff. So it must feel like an exciting time for you to be touring, and it seems, I'm assuming the accolades are coming in. I mean, I love it. It's an amazing record. So do you feel kind of swept up in the moment, that it's just exciting for you?
We're just really happy to be on the road again, because I mean, you sort of it just comes in cycles. You know, you record and record until you're sick of recording, and you really want to tour, and then you tour and tour until you're sick of touring, and so on. And you know, we're just really happy to be playing shows, because it's, you know, it's great writing music, but it's also really great getting out there and, you know, and actually playing the songs.
Do you have a dynamic on the road where you do write and create? Because I think if your mind is open on a tour like this, you could probably take a lot in. And
you can definitely take a lot in. I mean, we generally tend to prefer to have all our gear set up and actually write in, you know, like spaces of time, which is, you know, kind of, we find more productive. But definitely, you know, being on the road gives you loads of ideas, like when you're seeing different places. And I mean, like last night when we were driving from not last night, night before last, when we were going from San Francisco to here, you know, the desert and all that, just, you know, the landscape was incredible.
So just to wrap up, what's next for you as you finish up the tour in the States? You're going back to the UK?
We're going to Mexico, actually. Mexico City. I'm playing like a 3,000 person venue, and then we're going to do a short UK tour. And then I think we're going to come back here actually in October to do a headline one.
Well, it's really something special. It's a pleasure to meet you, and so happy that you had a chance to stop by and play for us today at KCRW. And you've got to shut this one up. He's just
just won't stop
way
talking,
too
really.
Chatty.
But I'm really intimidated by how deep your voice is. It's really riling.
You don't even have headphones on. If that were the case. All right.
I imagine it breaks cars all over the country.
Yes, it is pretty powerful. So we hope you come back to the States soon enough, though, for those that are just, you know, kind of coming into the record now.
Yeah, we can't wait to come back.
Good. All right, well done. Well, thanks for coming through.
Thanks a lot.
It's the Horrors on KCRW.